Curving text fast. Hey everyone, welcome back. In this video, we're diving into Affinity Photo to show you how to curve and distort text using the Mesh Warp Live Filter, a super flexible tool that lets you shape your text exactly how you want it with full control and non-destructive editing. I'll walk you through how to apply the Mesh Warp Live Filter to text layers. Adjust your grid for precise control and create smooth, professional curves in just a few clicks. And stick around to the end, because I've got a bonus tip for using Mesh Warp to make your text wrap perfectly around real-world elements in your images for truly integrated designs. Want to curve text perfectly in Affinity Photo 2.6.2? Whether you're wrapping it around a logo, a shape, or just trying to make your design pop, I'll show you how to do it quickly and cleanly, step by step. So let's jump right in. Let's get started with Mesh Warp in Affinity Photo. Okay, let's begin by starting with Chapter 1. And Chapter 1 is setting up the new document that we're going to use. So we've gone to New, and up this comes New Document. I'm going to select the preset 4R. Now 4R is quite easy. That's a photo size, 6x4 inch photo size. Width of 6 inches, page height of 4 inches. Too easy. Now create the blank, and there we go. There's our blank worksheet. And in that we're going to put our text and curve it. Now that's all there is to setting up the document. You might have your own document that you're already using, and that's fine. But I'm going to start off with the blank just to show you what we got to do. Now for Chapter 2, because we've got nothing in this, there's no layers or anything. In Chapter 2 we're going to set up the text. And for the text we need artistic text, and I want to use something really nice. So we'll pull that out there to about, I'd say 45 at this stage. And it's just Arial, but I don't want that. What we want is Broadway engraved. Broadway engraved regular, there we go. And in there I'm going to put our old favourite, Narnia. Now you all know where Narnia is, don't you? Of course you do. You should do anyway. Well, maybe not. Certainly everybody around here has heard Narnia. Well, let's bring that up a little bit and make it 64. We'll go back to the Move tool, and I'll put snapping on so that we can. There we go. That's dead center in the document. Okay, we've got Narnia in place, and that's exactly where we want it. But when we're editing a little later and curving the text, we'll need some guides to keep us on the straight and narrow, as it were. So what we're going to do is turn on the guides. We've got show guides. Then we want some guides. Now I just want two, a horizontal guide, so we'll just add a horizontal guide there, puts it in the center, a vertical guide, and we'll put our vertical guide there, and you can see that's added it in the center vertically. Now that's all we need, a vertical and a horizontal. Now you can see that Narnia there is very perpendicular. And what we're going to do is get hold of that center guide and just drag it to the left so that it's perfectly aligned on the upright of the letter R. Okay, let's move on from there. So we've got two guides. The horizontal guide is probably not really necessary, but it helps to give some focus to the whole thing. Now we have that there, and we're just about ready to bend the text. If I had an image in the background there of a seaside resort or something like that, then you might want to put the word Narnia or the seaside resort name in curved letters across the building or the seashore or something like that. Now we'll do that later on, but right now let's look at bending the text to start with. Really easy. We've got our document, we've dragged out some text and we want to bend the text. Now we're going to use the mesh warp option to do this, but not the mesh warp tool. Don't use that one. If you select that one, you'll find all sorts of problems arise because it doesn't work for what I want to do. This is the quick method. Let's bend the text. We'll go down here to Live Filters, bottom right hand corner. See where the mouse is going? Bottom right hand corner. Select Live Filters and go up to, it's there somewhere, Mesh Warp. There we go, we want Mesh Warp. Now watch the dots around the bounding box around Narnia and you'll see that the dots change to squares. That means the word Narnia is selected. Now you'll see the reason for the guides there. You put the mouse point right on the top line and holding the mouse button down you drag it up a little bit. And you can see why the guide comes in handy there, because if I move it off there you can drag it left and right, but I want it going perfectly vertically, perfectly perpendicular. Now see, I've got one of these silly magic mouses that insists on moving around when I move my fingers. Now there's Narnia there, and it's still on the vertical. Perfect. Now you might think, okay, that's it. But you'll notice up the top here, you've got done. If you don't click that and you click away to do something else, that will revert back to the straight text. Very, very annoying. So remember to click done and the bounding box goes away and you're left with the curved Narnia, which is just what you want. Now that we've got that far, let's save this before we go any further. Save as, and I've already had one sample, so it's called Narnia 2. Let's just overwrite the original and replace it, yes. But you've got your saved Narnia 2 there now, and that's a good start. So let's move on, shall we, to what we're going to look at is pseudo extruding this layer. What we want is multiple layers here with different colours and some like an image within the first layer. So we're going to use this first layer as a mask. But to begin with, let's make a copy. Command C I should say, and Command V on the Mac. It's probably Control on the Windows box. Now you can't see the difference there, but what we can do is let's select that one and we'll change the colour to a nice bright red, which you still can't see on the screen, but you can see there over in the layer. Now that we've got that selected, let's just move that slightly. We'll turn off snapping so that it doesn't try and snap to the nearest object, and we've just moved that slightly to one side so you can just see the depth there. And the other ones are slightly different because they're in different positions, but that's okay. So you've still got the black one on the top, you've got a red one underneath. Now let's copy that one and paste it there. Now we'll select that one again and we'll go to the font color and we'll make that one green. And you can see over there it's changed to green. We've still got it selected. Let's move it slightly. Red, green. Now what do we want to make the next one? So we'll do one more. Command C, Command V. There it is there. And let's change this one to blue. And move it slightly so we've got red, green and blue. Now that looks very nice. At the top we've still got the black one, and what we're going to do with the black one is put in an image. Now we can just go to the stock studio for this. Flowers. There's a nice field of flowers. Something down here that I'm looking for. There's a nice field of flowers. Now we'll just drop this over here. Drop it onto the screen. Now that's way too big for any useful purposes. So we'll go to the transform layer, center the image. Now it's a 20-inch wide and 13-inch high image, which is way too big. We only want 6 inches wide. Now we can drag that down there. That's a 6x4 image. Okay, back to the layers panel. Now to use the first layer as a mask, we just drag that down and drop it into the mask. And there it is there. So now you've got Narnia in multiple colours, looking very nice, and with an image. Now you could have any sort of image you like in there. If it's a holiday snap or mountains or villages or wherever you are, you could have it actually showing up in the middle of Narnia. But that's a nice bright image in there, so that'll do for the time being. Now the only other thing we've got to do in here is, if you want to make this a postcard, how can we do that? Let's place an image. File, place, pictures, and there we go. There's a nice Brighton Pier. There we go. Isn't that lovely? That's just what we want. Now while I'm looking at that, let's have a look at the guides. And we'll just get rid of the guides. We don't need those there anymore, really. Now, where do we want to put this? We want to put this behind the text. So you could make that text anything you like, and it could say something like, enjoying my holiday in Brighton, wish you were here. And you could have that all over there. And how did I generate that image? That's from Midjourney. Okay guys, that's about it I think. Let's call it quits there and enjoy the quickest way I've discovered yet of bending text into useful shapes.
Go ahead. Make my day. Subscribe.